Hi everybody, what a beautiful evening. Been a long day at work today, and I'll be honest, all I wanted to do was just collapse on the settee, put my feet up. But I'm a professional, so I'm here and I'm getting it done. So let's roll that intro, let's get on with it. What we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about you don't have dreads, but you want dreads, and you don't know which method to use to get your dreadlocks. And as we know, if you look at it on the internet at all, there's several ways to get dreadlocks. There's the neglect method. These are the three main ones. The neglect method, there's the backcombing and the rip and twist. And I'm just going to talk about those three today. We're going to start off with the neglect method. Now, all you do is keep your hair clean, wash it on a regular basis. He's on a racetrack, must be. Don't think it would clumber apart, would you? But there again. Anyway, all you do is you keep your hair clean, wash it on a regular basis. You don't put conditioner on, and you don't brush it or comb it, and eventually you'll get dreadlocks. So there's pros and cons to this. A, it's cheap, okay. B, you've got nobody tugging at your hair for hours and hours on end, giving you a sore scalp, and your dreadlocks aren't uniform if that's the look that you're going for. The dreadlocks are all individual, and everybody's set of dreadlocks when they go for the neglect method are different. You know, they're not all the same size. Some are big, some are small, etc, etc, which is okay if that's the look that you're going for. One of the problems with the neglect look though is that it can take quite a while before it looks like you've got dreadlocks. Initially, when you start off, it looks like you've got a bird's nest on your head. You know what it's like when you've got long hair. You wash it, you dry it, you go to bed, and you wake up in the morning, and it's like, well, that's what it's going to be like, and it's going to be like that for a while. So you don't get that instant dreadlock look. Right, let's talk about the other two methods. The backcombing method, which is the method that I used when I did mine. You section your hair off into however big a section that you want, so you know roughly how many dreadlocks you're going to get. Well, you know exactly how many dreadlocks you're going to get if you section your hair off. And you backcomb. Now, backcomb, you tend to get more consistent look with your dreadlocks as opposed to the neglect method, providing you section them all off the same size. If you section them all off the same size, then your dreadlocks are going to look pretty similar and uniform all the way across your head. Backcombing's probably a better method if you've only got short hair. It tends to lock your, I'm going to say dreadlocks, but they're not dreadlocks, but it tends to knot your hair more consistently than the rip and tear method. Therefore, with doing the old backcombing method, your dreadlocks are chunkier, and if you've got short hair or long hair, you have a better chance of the dreadlocks stopping in. The downside is, initially when they're first done, they look manufactured, and then after a couple of weeks, they look absolute crap. But you've got to take that into account when you first do it anyway. But you get that instant dreadlock look and that dreadlock satisfaction that you don't get by doing the neglect method. Now, the rip and tear method, once again, you'd section your hair off, same as you would for the backcombing method. But when you do this method of making dreadlocks, your dreadlocks can look certainly slimmer, and they look a bit more like the braided or plaited, and they're not as strong as they would be if you backcomb them. But your dreadlocks tend to be longer. So if you've got hair and you want your dreadlocks to look as long as possible when you first put them in, then rip and tear tends to be a fairly good method. The only problem I have with doing the rip and tear method is if you're doing it on your own to somebody, to a friend or whatever, it tends to be a bit harsh on your fingers, and after a while, you know, your fingers go to twist, twist, pull, twist, twist, pull, twist, twist, pull. Is a lot more aggressive and wearing on your hands and your fingers doing the old backcomb method. Personally, for me, I prefer the backcomb method. I like the instant gratification of that dreadlock look when they first go in, even though it doesn't last that long, and then you've got to wait a few months down the road until they're mature and you start to get the dreadlock look. I certainly wouldn't go down the neglect method. I'm not particularly keen on the look from from the neglect method. I like my dreadlocks to look reasonably consistent. I know they're not all consistent, but they look reasonably consistent. And as for the rip and tear method, when I put my dreadlocks in, my hair wasn't particularly long, so that wasn't suitable for my hair anyway. So if this video has helped you and helped you make a decision on which way to put your dreadlocks in, that's great. That's what we're here for. So if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and ring that notification bell, and pass it on to your friends and share it and everything else, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully. See you soon.